How's it going, everybody? It is Aaron here today, and you guys asked for it. You guys are gonna receive it. You guys are gonna get a lot more breakdowns here on Coming Out. I just filmed another one beforehand, and now I'm doing a breakdown of when I got my first SMMA client. It was so exciting for me, and I just want to break down every single thing that I did to help me get my first client. So this is when I had like pretty much no experience at the time, and I really didn't know what I was doing, but I was still able to sign and close my first client. But there are so many integral parts in this video that you can't really skip any of it. You can't really skip around. You have to watch each and every part of the video, because I do a lot of little things here and there that help me book this client. Missing even one of these things could cause you to not get your first client. So be sure to watch the whole entire thing throughout, so that way you know everything you need to do when it comes to getting your first client. And again, this is when I had no experience, barely knew what I was doing. And yeah, we're going to get into it right now, all the way from cold. I'll go through the discovery call, and then I'll go a little bit with the closing call for the most part, what I was doing there. So let's get right into it. So if you don't know me already, my name is Aaron Bogle, and I'm trying to run and grow an SMA agency. So far right now, I've actually just booked my third SMMA client, and I've set up his ads, and I'm working on them right now. So I'm gonna make a video on that once I can get him all set up and running. But I just want to take a time trip all the way back when I got my first high-paying SMMA client, and I wanted to do like a breakdown of every single thing I did that helped me get this SMMA client. So I remember the first thing that I did, now thinking about it, this is like step one, very important, is I liked this video and I subscribed to this channel, so that way you don't miss out on any more valuable content. And I'm releasing more live recordings like this, so stay in tune for that, so you know exactly what to do step by step to actually get SMMA clients. So this was with a bath and remodeling company. I'm pretty sure I muted out all the personal information and things. So overall, this is the cold call. I'm gonna break down my cold call to him, and then the longest part of the video is the discovery call, and I'm gonna break down each and every step, since the discovery call is the most important part. And then I'm gonna go through the little bit of the closing scenario and what we were talking about there, so just to give you a little bit of an idea of what to expect.
So are you still open and providing services?
Yeah, so this was during the coronavirus.
No, not right now. Not right now? Okay. Do you know when do you think you'll be back open?
Who's this?
So I just wanted to set a 15-minute appointment with you to talk about connecting you with customers when all of this blows over.
So yeah, so as you can see here, with my cold calling script, which is available if you guys join the group, the SMA Clients and Tips, Tricks, and Accountability group. There's a link in the description below, and you'll get access to this script. And I also have, what to say whenever you get these objections. These are the most common ones. I usually get objection 1 and objection 2, and these objections have been proven to work. I've used them before, and they've completely turned around some customers. So you can get your hands on the script by just joining the group, and you'll get instructions on how to get your hands on it.
What company do you work with?
I actually own my own company. It's called Tension Free Marketing. I do have a website. So
I was so nervous. I don't know why I just stopped there. This shows that you can still be nervous, and you can still be scared, but it's fine. You're still gonna get the client and stuff. As long as I always say, as long as you end in confidence, which I didn't do there, but as long as you end in confidence, the overall whole sentence is gonna be, you're confident.
You do SEO? Is that what you do? Pay per click?
I do Facebook ads and reputation management, and I also do content marketing as well. So I could definitely send you more information, so then you can take a look at it, and then we can have a meeting, and then we can start working together when this all blows over.
So there, as you can see, he's curious. So this is actually really good during a cold call, because most people are gonna be like, oh, I'm not interested, or no, sorry, and they hang up the phone. What he did, he asked oh, what do you do? What services do you do? SEO, pay per click. So this is a good sign. That means he's actually interested in some marketing, and this also shows that he's aware of some sorts of digital marketing, the fact that he knows about SEO and PPC, that means he's explored it before. Maybe he has another company working for, which he does, which you'll hear later. But overall, this is a good sign because he's asking, what do I do? Because he's trying to see, okay, can this person actually help me get more business? That's what they wouldn't ask that question otherwise. So this is a really good sign. If you hear this on a cold call, or if you see this in a cold message, is a good sign that they're interested and they're looking to speak further.
So how about what's your best email address?
And just one more thing I did there. So I kind of answered the question and then I just went on with what I want to do. So I didn't want to like dilly-dally because, I want to get as many calls as possible. So I said, oh, I do, Facebook ads and reputation management. I can tell you even more information if we book a meeting. Because, saying, oh, Facebook ads and reputation management, and then you stop talking, what do you expect the client to say? So I kind of carried the burden in this case. And I said, okay, I do Facebook ads and reputation management. I can give you a lot more information to make it more personalized to you. So just give me, the name, email address, and all that.
We have a Facebook account now, a Facebook page, I guess you could call it, and a website.
Yeah.
So what do? You make ads on Facebook, and then what, they fill out a form and you call them?
Overall, yes, and I also qualify the customer as well. So that way, you don't get people who, are just browsing around or price shopping. These people are like ready to buy these services as well.
So here, I didn't really need to do that because he pretty much said what I did for him in this case. Just run a first week ad, people fill out the form and then they call them. That's pretty much, yes, that's what I do. But I kind of made it sound a little bit more enticing. If I did it more succinctly, it's like we only show your ad to qualified people. They fill out a form plus a few key pieces of information, and then it gets sent to you, and then you can call them and book an appointment and make the sale. So I could have made it more succinct, but it gets the job done.
I'd be interested because we have a very targeted market.
He's interested.
Like a bath fitter with the one-day baths. We try to do that, so we do tub replacements, shower replacements, and then they call it tub conversions.
Yeah.
And people take out a tub and they want to put in a shower.
Okay.
And that's kind of what we do, so it's very targeted.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, we can find those type of people on Facebook based on their interests and what they're looking at. So, I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Oh my God! Yeah, I didn't know his name at the time, but knew it was either John or Mike in this case. But I didn't know who was who, so I just went. I'm not gonna say a name. But at this point, I feel comfortable. He's interested. He said he's interested. He knows it's safe to ask for his name, and you always want to get their name because you don't want to get really deep into the conversation, deep into the sale, and have no idea what their name is. That's embarrassing. Almost as embarrassing as you not hitting the like button for the YouTube algorithm. So you better get on it and hit that algorithm.
I'm John.
John? Oh, okay. I figured it was either John or Mike. So how about this? Give me your best email, and how about we still set an appointment so I can tell you more of what I do and how I can help reach your business goals, and then we can start working together when when the curve flattens out and everything.
Yeah, we're thinking of starting back up again. So
Okay.
I'm thinking of starting back up again.
When would you start back up again?
Probably next week.
Next week?
I love how my eyebrows raised. It was like next week, like sooner than I thought. So usually I save this into the I usually save like, when you're looking to get started to the discovery call. But this was due to Corona. He said he was shut down at the time. So this is actually just really good timing on my part. When you make enough calls, you're gonna get good timing. You're gonna get good timing eventually. When you do enough outreach with a specific person. So yeah, this is good timing. He's looking to start next week. So yeah.
Okay, so why don't we?
But always know I'm always pushing to go towards, let's set a date and time for us to meet. Even if he reverts back to, what do you do? Even if he doesn't really directly answer it, I answer. Even if he doesn't directly, say a date and time, I always go back and I'm like, okay, I answer the question. Then I say, when would you like to meet to talk about it more? because you want that. The point of the cold call is not to sell. It's not to sell anything. It's the point of that is just to set the discovery call meeting.
Why don't we meet, let's say tomorrow at around 6 p.m. and then we can talk about how I can get you to get more of those bathroom remodelings, or those type of placements.
My voice is shaking. I can already I can hear. My voice still shakes from time to time when I'm doing calls like this. I've gotten more confident. I've gotten a lot better throughout, the months of doing this and being on calls like this. But, my voice is super shaky, and it's okay if yours is too. But, as long as the words you're saying entice the customer, then it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine with me.
Okay, so it's okay if I call you at Thursday at 6 p.m.?
Okay, so you might be wondering, oh, Aaron, you didn't hear it, you're dumb. No, I'm doing this to confirm it. So I say Thursday at 6 p.m. He says okay, and then I say it again. This is to make sure that it's cemented in his mind that I'm calling. We have a meeting Thursday at 6 p.m. Now what I do is I send like a calendar appointment through Google Calendar. You can use different scheduling software like Calendly as well, because that's what I do now. I don't think I did this beforehand when I got him as a client. But, I just say it multiple times so that way they know, okay, Thursday at 6, Thursday at 6, Thursday at 6.
Yeah.
Okay, what's your best email so I can send you a calendar invite and some information?
Okay. Never say F. Yeah, that's so true. Yeah, so let's go.
Hi, John. This is Aaron. How are you doing today?
Good.
Awesome. So, the purpose of this call is...
Alright, and here is my discovery, my early discovery call script. I've changed it a lot since then. I do have an updated version of it that works a lot better, and it more cuts straight to the point than this one beforehand. The only way I only give this out to people who book a one-on-one session with me, because I know that they're serious about growing their SMA agency. So if you want to book a one-on-one session with me and get, a personalized roadmap, I wish I had this when I was trying to grow my SMA agency, a personalized roadmap to get my first client from the very beginning, from the best outreach methods for you, depending on your situation, the discovery call and the close. A personalized roadmap, and pretty much I answer any questions that you have regarding SMMA, because I want you to feel, confident and ready to go out there and, crush it in the SMA world. I'm going to have some testimonials on screen right now of prior students who booked a one-on-one session with me. They all got so much value from it, and it's a lot better than what a course could give you, because you could have some questions, you could have some, what do I do here and stuff, and I am here to answer that, and all my answers are through experience. So, link in the description below for that if you want to book a one-on-one session with me.
Just to see where you are now and where you want it to be, and if I can possibly help you reach that goal. If I truly feel that we can't help each other, then I'll give you some personal recommendations and we can go our separate ways. However, if I do feel that we can help each other, we can talk further about working together and getting you set up and start getting you some paying customers.
Oh my god, I was reading that script word for word. If you're looking at my eyes, you can just see that I was glued on the screen. But anyway, so you might be asking, okay, why do I say all that at the beginning? So pretty much what I'm doing is I'm framing the call. So pretty much it's kind of like if you go to school, you have an agenda, right? You have a class schedule, so you're gonna go to math, you're gonna go to science, at 3 p.m., etc., etc. So that's how you want to start off the call. You want to start off with the goals and objections of the calls. So you want to say, hey, I want to ask you questions of where you are now and where do you want to be. That's the objective of this call, and then see if I can help you reach that goal. And then I always say, if I feel I can help you, we can continue. If I don't, I can give you some recommendations and move on. So this is pretty much, I like using this analogy. If you know where the exit is, you're not going to be out there looking for it. So if you say at the beginning of the call, at the beginning of a closing call, the beginning of, a discovery call like this, if you say, hey, no obligation to join, no, I'm not going to pressure you to anything. If you say something that, hey, you don't have to sign up, that eases the customer, that saying, oh, okay, good, I don't have to do anything if I don't want to. It gets them to relax, and it gets them to pay more attention to you. Because think of it this way, if you don't know where the exit is, you're going to be looking for the exit. So if I didn't say that, he could be thinking, oh, what if I don't, how do I get out of this? I don't want to do this and stuff. But now since I gave him a way out, he knows that, okay, I know the way out now. Let me see what he has to say and let me listen to him. And, think of it for yourself. If someone, with a pushy salesman, no one wants to deal with them. But if the pushy salesman, hey, there's absolutely no pressure for you to buy, it's your decision, you're going to feel a lot more comfortable. You're going to feel a lot more relaxed. And that's exactly why I say that part here.
So can I continue?
Sure, yeah, go ahead, yeah.
Awesome.
And I just asked for permission just because it's nice. And also micro commitments as well. I've read books saying that micro commitments are good. I read one book saying micro commitments are bad. I guess it depends on the frame. But if you don't know what micro commitments are, is if they say yes to you once, they're gonna say yes to you again. So by saying, shall I continue, he says yes. And then, the more yeses I gather, the more likely he is to say yes when I say, do you want to work with me? And then he's going to say yes again. It's because he's already used to saying yes to me. So that's why I say, shall I continue? He says yes. Then I ask him other questions. He keeps saying yes. And then when it gets to the close, I've pretty much collected all these yeses. So then, he said yes before, he'll say yes again. It doesn't work all the time. It's not, a complete magic trick, but it does help with the sales process overall.
And also, since I respect your time and schedule, do you have anything that could possibly cut into this quick 10-minute call? Because I know, you're busy or you're doing other stuff.
So I asked this part because I don't want to feel rushed. Pretty much you want to ask this question just so if they says, oh, I only got 5 minutes left, then you can say, okay, let me schedule a new date and time, because you don't want to feel rushed, because when you feel rushed, you skip the sales process. And just like if you skip around in this video, you're going to miss some parts that are going to be crucial for you to actually get him sold as the client. So that's why I said nothing's going to cut into this 10 minutes, right? Because that's what I need to get through the discovery call. If something does, you just want to reschedule the meeting. And you just want to say, hey, look, let's just reschedule a time where, we have 10 minutes. So that way I can tell you everything. And I don't want to give you just a cookie cutter answer. And if they're still, giving you a bad time about it, then just move on to the next person. Because honestly, if they're not willing to put in 10 minutes to listen to you to see how they can make a lot more money, then they're not worth your time, and then they don't deserve, what you can do for them.
No, it's okay, go for it.
Awesome, thank you. So I've been doing some research about you guys, and you've got a lot of nice reviews.
Okay, so you might have noticed that I skipped this question. What pushed you to contact me to set up a time for us to talk? I skip it because I kind of put another question that was similar to that in my latest discovery call script, and I'm gonna take it out, before I make it available for those who book a one-on-one session with me, because what that does is it frames the customer, it puts them on a pedestal kind of, and it kind of makes them want to go their own way. They might be like, hey, listen, look, I'm just here to what are your prices? What do you do? What are your prices for the most part? That's what happened to me in the last discovery call that I just recently had. And I'm gonna probably take off this question because overall, at the end of the discovery call, you ask if they have any more questions, and then usually if it's still that big heaping of a question, they'll ask it. But here it's kind of like it's framing them to give you a red herring, which is when they say something that takes you off your script. I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to avoid a red herring at the straight beginning of the call. I'd rather do it in the middle of the call, but if it's at the straight beginning, it can look like that I'm just trying to hide something when, I'm truly not. But, so that's why I skipped this question, and also just due to, I'm nervous, and I'm just nervous of the answer for this question at the time I was, so.
And, you've been in business for a while. So I'm just curious, why did you start your remodeling service business?
So this question was just to see, okay, why did he start it, and just getting a little bit of a back history of him starting the service overall. And this is also just to get the client to talk, because the more they talk, the more comfortable they feel with you, and the less you talk, the better, because you're supposed to be listening, taking notes, and just active listening and stuff. And then when you do that, the more they like you, the more they are willing to work with you.
Well, I worked for some of the other companies in the area for 20 years, some of the other ones.
Okay.
And they do okay, but they're not, they charge kind of inordinate pricing. Their pricing is very high for the service that they offer.
You should follow that.
So I knew if I could do it on my
Leave a
own,
like.
I could give them a better job at a better price.
Okay,
using the
awesome.
same kind of materials,
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's kind of what we do.
Awesome. So, how's business going for you?
So what I should have said is, congrats on the 20 years of, doing business like this. I should have kind of evaluated more, just show that I was actively listening. Like, if you heard of a technique called mirroring, it's just when you say the last three words of a person's sentence, or like the most important part. So you said like, oh, that's great of you to, give the same service but for a more affordable price. I should have said that, and that again just helps you build a better relationship with the client. But overall, I didn't say that, but who it is what it is.
For you right now? I know.
Good, until this thing happened,
Yeah.
until this point. We were doing well.
Yeah. That's awesome.
That's good that if the client laughs, that's actually a good sign, because you don't laugh around people that you hate. So if the client laughs, you share a laugh, that's actually a really good sign. Because a little bit of humor, just lightens the mood, just makes everything just a little bit less serious in the business world.
So, things you kind of told me already. So, what makes you better than the competition is that you offer a better service for less of the price. Is that my correct understanding?
So I was active listening, because pretty much I have a question here in my script, and it's like, oh, that makes you better than competition, because you're more affordable.
Yeah, better service.
And I also asked this question just to get the client to brag about himself a bit. We like when people hear us brag about ourselves. So I that's why I asked this question overall, because people do like bragging about themselves. And I also want to see if there's any unique selling point when it comes to this.
Same materials and a higher quality of workmanship. For a better price. Yep.
Excuse me if I pause. I'm just writing this stuff down just to make sure I take good notes.
Sure.
Writing this stuff down to make sure I take good notes. Hit the like button for that. I'm so nervous. I am so nervous, and it's okay to be. And I also say that just so that, like, if I get lost in my script and I have to pause, they don't think, oh, what is he doing and stuff like that. Because I do that pretty much a lot.
I just had my website redone.
Yeah.
I don't know if you looked at it.
Yeah, I'm on it right now. Actually, it looks really nice.
Yep.
It did look nice. It did actually look nice.
Yeah, they just did it. But they're starting to do pay-per-click leads, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Who's this
But
company?
I really haven't seen anything from it,
Okay. What company are you referring to, or who's doing it?
Socius marketing.
Socius marketing. Okay.
Yeah.
Are they like a? Yeah. That's most likely. I'm assuming
Yeah,
they
I
are.
think they are. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is another point, just because a person is already working with a marketing company, this is especially big with contractors, doesn't mean they still can't work with you. One business can have, 3 to 4 different marketing companies working for them, getting them leads, which is, I think this is what he had here for the most part. So just because they already have a marketing company, this is one of my ways to handle the objection of, oh, I already have a marketing agency already. You can say, many companies like yours have multiple, so that way they have more leads coming in. So don't be afraid to, even if they already have like another marketing company, just to be another one of the services to get them even more leads.